The charity runs basically on an ethos. It's called the Circle of Life. So the Circle of Life revolves around 4 stages, and it's the child leaving home for whatever reason, perhaps through abuse, neglect, or even just not having enough money for food. They then go to the streets where unfortunately the probability of abuse is just as bad, if not worse, and every child that you see on the screen has been affected by this process. Because of that, then the charity is obliged to go and try and help these children, and they therefore have a centre which we worked in, and it provides respite for the children on the streets and an attempt then to contact home or to find an alternative homestay for them whenever they grow up. And so really it's this ethos that's running behind the charity and what's most important.
Do they come from here to get the water, man?
There's no point in going out and trying to help these people if you're not going to provide a sustainable future. So the idea of crops and then being able to provide food for themselves was a massive thing for us, and we've been successful in that, and we're very proud of it. It's probably our proudest accomplishment when we're there. They eat the food themselves, and whatever the surplus is, then they sell into the village and create an income from that. The boys play football every day without fail, and they absolutely love it. Some a pretty good goal, let's be honest. Mambo doing a celebration to the invisible crowd. Yeah, so I mean, you gotta love the African toilet facilities here. This is the ice cold shower I'm just after having. And this is what I will be having for the next sort of 2 weeks. Lovely. Absolutely gorgeous. The ethos that the boys have around education is incredible. I mean, every single time the school's open, they're waiting, and this is the way their education's taught. You know, they're taught through dance, through song, and it's incredibly potent for them. You know, it's something that they're familiar with through the childhood that they've grown up in, and it's a really intuitive way in terms of getting them learning, because a lot of them have never been to school. You know, they're showing up off the streets, perhaps haven't been there for 6 or 7 years, experiencing all sorts of abuse, sexual, physical, and just being tormented, you know, for years, and they show up at 16, 17 years of age and they've never been to school. Some of them can't write and some of them can't read, so it's great to be able to teach them through song and through dance and allow them to develop those skills as well. You're not always going to change the world whenever you're out there. I mean, politics has a lot to do with the situation that they're in. But the way we looked at it is that a lot of people talk about it being a drop in the ocean, and I mean, we like to think now that in our 2 stints, you know, we've given maybe 4 or 5 drops in the ocean in comparison to some of the other work that is done. And so it's nice to be able to contribute to individuals' lives. I mean, we've had people come up crying, thanking us for the work that we've done. This is some of the footage that we've taken on the street. Here you can see children lying out completely unaware of the dangers that are around them, completely oblivious. These kids sleep on the streets completely unprotected, and a lot of the time they're already under the influence and intoxicated by a lethal, potent mixture of what you're seeing on the screen now, the jet fuels and paint thinners. There's a conversation with one of the boys on the streets. I mean, you can see the clothes that he's wearing, and again, the jet fuels. It's very difficult sometimes to comprehend what they're saying. There's a language barrier already with the accent, and whenever they're using this stuff, was locally it's called sticky. a lot of times it's difficult to get conversation with them and to really see what the problem is and who's in need of help.